Welcome to The Herd. I'm your host, Mariah Stevens, and I'm here with Jordan Woodruff and June Valle. Now, diving right in, we're going to talk about a story we didn't actually have time to cover last week, but it's really unique, and so I wanted to make sure that we addressed it. So the story is about Jillian Mercado, and she's the new Diesel model for Diesel clothing. Now, that itself might not sound very interesting, but if you guys kind of want to talk about what makes the story a little bit unique.
This girl is a new Diesel model, but she's a little bit special because she has muscular dystrophy.
Yes.
So it's a very special case. She started modeling for like this campaign, just like a joke in her blog. But then suddenly the Diesel staff decided that they wanted her for the campaign. So yeah, she's the new model.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have like a weird feeling about this because I feel like the company maybe saw this one was like a good opportunity to get like good publicity. Like, oh, look, our models aren't those perfect, skinny, tall girls.
Yeah.
We're like looking at everyone, and I feel like they might have took the wrong angle at like with this secretly and just have done it for good publicity.
Right. No, and that's a good point too. I mean, and on the one side, she did graduate from FIT, Fashion Institute of Technology, and she has a fashion blog. So I mean, she is well versed in, I guess, the fashion world and fashion lingo and stuff. But I can see your point, Jordan, in them looking at this as like, oh, okay, maybe more people buy our clothes because they'll see us as being like compassionate or maybe like philanthropic, kind of like reaching out. And that's something I hadn't really considered. My first thought was, oh, this is so great of them. They're trying to encompass like all different types because it's not just, I guess you'd say like maybe fully abled people who will wear their clothes. It's, anyone. But yeah, no, that's a really interesting take on that. I don't know, June, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, no, definitely. Like the campaign is also focused on, I think it's like different people or something like that. So it's not the typical Diesel campaign where like supermodels and that. But I totally see Jordan's point. Like it's for good publicity too. But like I don't really care about it because like still you can see this kind of people older in the billboards when they can't normally be.
Right.
And so even if it's to like have good publicity to Diesel, I don't care really.
Right.
Like at least it's different. They're making a change.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of companies are doing this. Like I know Aerie's having a new look, like untouched campaign where it's like real people. So I feel like a lot of people are trying like the new look, which I personally like because it makes me feel more comfortable and like it shows people you don't need to be perfect to be a model.
Right.
So I like this. I just thought they were like maybe taking the wrong angle to get good publicity.
Now, does this influence your like looking at the models or looking at her as a model? Would that influence your decision one way or the other? Because for me, when I look at what clothes to buy, it's more like the quality of the clothes. Advertisements personally don't really influence me too much. No. I don't know about you guys if you feel
not
like,
at all.
Yeah, no.
I like to see like a good picture, but that's it.
I like to see what it looks like on me first, and I don't care what it looks like on the model.
No,
it always
exactly.
looks good on the model, so I'm like, I don't care about you.
And that's a really good point. All right, so we are going to actually take a break, but when we come back, we're going to give you some tips for the romance department if you're one who tends to procrastinate. We'll see you soon.
If sports talk is your game, then check out Game Point on SUTV 84. The latest and controversial issues are tackled by the SUTV Sports Panel. Game Point, 2:30 p.m. every Friday on SUTV 84.
Hey, I'm Mariah. And I'm at Bus because not only does it save me money, but with 20 different routes, it makes getting around Fargo much more convenient. I'm at Bus. Do you? You are watching SUTV 84, NDSU's student campus channel. To find out about the latest styles and trends and to keep up on all the latest gossip, watch The Herd at 5 p.m. every Monday on SUTV 84.
Back. All right, so Valentine's Day is quite literally around the corner. It's on Friday. And so it's kind of easy to see if you've forgotten to get a gift. So I have Alyssa Ralston here and Morgan Weiler, and they are going to kind of help me go through some different quick gift ideas for Valentine's Day. So ladies, what do you have for us?
I think the first one that we have is the one everyone hates to give, but it's a gift card.
Yeah.
You know, it's not very sentimental or personal, but it's the easiest thing to give. You know, you can't go wrong with it. Your girlfriend or boyfriend can pick out the right size and color they want. You don't have to worry about getting them something that they're not going to like. You know, you could wrap it up kind of cute. I don't know,
Yeah.
but people hate to give them, but they're probably one of the best gifts you can give.
And very practical, yep.
For sure. The next, the more like romantic take, I guess you could go with, is like a love coupon. You can cut out a little square, whatever, put on good for a free massage. That's kind of romantic, whatever.
Yeah.
You can cut out one good for one car wash, you know. I feel like I would enjoy it, so
Yeah.
I feel like, I don't know.
No,
Anyone
exactly.
would like it, exactly.
And that's super personal.
Oh,
'cause it's like,
exactly.
you know, what do they, and like with the car wash one, I know my dad went, it was like a couple years ago, he like put them together for my mom, and like she hates going to get her car washed, so he's like, I'll go take your car to get it washed like 3 times next month, or like something stupid like that. So,
Exactly.
yeah.
And the next one is Let Me Count the Way cards. So that's like using a deck of cards and then just, you know, putting a sheet of paper, writing on them, you know, why you love them or special things about your relationship, your favorite memories, just kind of little special things about
Yeah.
the, you know, the person and that kind of stuff. So it's a little nicer. You can't use it for anything, but
Right.
it'll make your girlfriend or boyfriend feel really good about themselves. So.
Yeah, I don't want to be gender biased, but I feel like that one might be a little bit easier for girls to give to guys. I don't really know too many guys that could maybe come up with 52 reasons without getting a little repetitive. But you know what? I would love, you know, if you're a guy and you put this together, I'd love for you to tweet us a picture because I'd like to see that in action.
Yeah, props to you for sure. Have you guys ever heard of like a movie basket sort of thing? You like throw together some popcorn, like their favorite candy, a movie, turns into sort of like a date night sort of gift thing. I feel like that's creative and thoughtful too.
And it works for both of you. 'cause then,
Exactly.
like, you get something
Yeah,
out of it,
it's
too.
like a gift for me too.
Right. No, it's good, right.
Exactly.
Totally.
And then tickets to a future event. So if you are wanting to go to even just a movie, a hockey game, you know, Fargo Forest tickets are like $10. So
Yeah.
you're only spending $20 and they're a pretty decent time.
Right.
Or, you know, going to a musical in the city is kind of getting as creative as you want. Maybe you'll surprise them with like super expensive Katy Perry tickets that you just found online. Like, here's to
Right.
August.
I don't know, maybe, does it look like someone who wants to go see Katy Perry?
I already have tickets. So
Oh, so you're already set.
I'm set. I don't need anyone to buy me some. But.
Right, because you're good to go. I know my friend Taryn, she was here with us last semester. She actually got her boyfriend tickets to a Longhorns game. And so she gave them to him in a sweatshirt pocket. So he's like, oh, I always wanted this sweatshirt. And then he pulled them out of the pocket. He's like, oh my gosh, tickets. And they were like 6th row back. It was pretty. So I was like, that's a really great gift.
So cute. They also say you can always win a boy through his stomach. So I feel like really any
Yes.
form of food. Make them a pan of cookies, they'll be happy.
And that's
I mean,
super easy. It takes you like a half hour.
Exactly.
That's the ultimate, I think, last minute gift. Because
Seriously.
it takes like 30
It's like-
minutes and then you're good to go.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, thank you guys so much. Now, a fairly important kind of universal event has actually just begun. And so when we come back, we are actually going to review its most recent events and some of its awards. We're going to head into a commercial break.
You're watching SUTV 84, your home for to be determined NDSU's Comedy Improv Club, with new episodes every other week.
Jitters is the NDSU Campus Community's coffee hub. Conveniently located right next to campus, Jitters Coffee has a wide range of amenities, including comfortable seating, Wi-Fi, and an assortment of beverages. Jitters is here to meet your needs, whether you're looking to relax and socialize or study in a rich, active environment. Be sure to make your way over for your morning brew, a bite at lunch, or for a break between classes. Get your fix only at Jitters.
The NDSU Bookstore, where every true fan and alum goes to get their pride on. Gear up with a variety of high-quality t-shirts, sweatshirts, hats, and more. Made by top-of-the-line brands like Under Armour, Nike, and CI Sport to help you show off your Bison pride. The NDSU Bookstore has everything you need in your two favorite colors, green and gold.
Deeks Pizza. Prices with the student in mind. Fast delivery and conveniently open until 3 a.m. Order by phone at 701-235-0708. Order online at deekspizza.com or order with Deeks' easy-to-use mobile app. NDSU. Make Deeks your choice for pizza this semester. That's Deeks. Great pizza that won't empty your pockets.
If sports talk is your game, then check out Game Point on SUTV 84. The latest and controversial issues are tackled by the SUTV Sports Panel. Game Point, 2:30 p.m. every Friday on SUTV 84.
Welcome back. Now, with the Olympics well underway, I have June and Morgan here with me, and we're going to bring you some of the more recent stats and kind of go through some of the highlights of the Olympics so far. So one thing that I want to say before we jump in is something that I love about the Olympics is how universal it is. I think that it's something that maybe people, I don't know if people don't think about it or just don't really talk about it, but like everyone in the entire world has this general understanding of like, this is how the sports are supposed to be, this is how they're supposed to go, and then it's just, I mean, it's a competition of the best, but it's like the one time that everyone can kind of come together for like one thing. I don't know, that I guess it just kind of like makes me happy a little bit, I guess, I don't know.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Like, I think it's a huge event, and everyone's so happy about it, and everyone watch it.
Yeah, because everyone has someone to cheer for.
Yeah,
so it's like it doesn't
it's
rule
like
anybody out.
your country, not like many competitions between clubs or anything. So it's like a huge event for all over the world.
Definitely, I feel like it's always like a topic of conversation for people. You're talking to someone, and the Olympics somehow comes up because everyone knows about it. Like it's so universal. Like you walk into class and the teacher will mention something, and literally everyone is always talking about it.
And you can bring it up to anyone. Like it doesn't matter where you're. Like June, you're from Spain. I'm obviously from the United States, and we can talk about it because it's something that everyone. And then our friend Michaela, she's back in Australia now. We could talk to her about it too because it's just like a super universal thing.
And it's a great opportunity actually to know a lot of countries that I personally didn't even
heard
know.
of.
So that's a great thing too.
Right? It has, learn a little bit of world geography in there. So we'll first take a look. So the first thing that I feel like we have to address are the current standings. So USA is in 4th, so we're kind of working our way up there. But we've got the Netherlands, they're in 1st place. We have Canada in 2nd and Norway in 3rd. And so those are just the current standings, and that's just with the events alpine skiing, freestyle, team figure skating got their medals, and then we also have slopestyle, which is new to the Olympics this year, and that was actually where the U.S. got their first medals. Did either of you watch slopestyle at all?
No,
I honestly can't say I did, but I've heard that this is like a really cool event. It's just kind of them like making it up. Well, not making it up, but they have kind of a plan. But it looks cool, I guess. Yeah.
Well, and I guess there were a lot of injuries involved with that too, just because it's so the parameters are so broad. You can kind of just do whatever you want. Exactly. And so I know there were some people who were injured and weren't able to compete, and that's something I don't know. And I know Shaun White pulled himself out after seeing the track because he's like, it's not something that's worth the risk. And I don't know. And then there was an article, and the title of it was, I'm just honored to be classified as an Olympian. And I mean, what would you guys do if you saw like maybe the course of the track of an event that you'd been training for to see that it was something even too dangerous for you to try?
Yeah, like I've heard this isn't just in this competition, like in this particular sport. It's a general thing in this Olympics this year. That like because it's in Russia and they have like all these huge mountains and that they have like the most risky. I don't know how to say it, like
courses and tracks,
and like in the Olympics, and it's like a lot of people are being injured just because of this, and I think it's
definitely. Like honestly, you're talking about Shaun White. He's a huge deal. Like he knows his stuff. He knows what he's doing. If he thinks this is too dangerous, like can you imagine?
Yeah.
For some of those like not as good ones, like the amateurs, I can't. Right. Oh, I would pull myself out.
I know.
Like I don't know.
And I wonder how that would affect as far as like sponsors are concerned too. Like, okay, you're not actually competing, but we, have our, I don't know, like emblems on your jacket or stuff like that. Like, I wonder how that would be affected. But I guess I'd rather lose sponsors than like lose my life.
Oh,
or, like,
exactly.
lose a limb or something like that.
Maybe.
No. So as far as events, I think that with team figure skating, so they were already, that's completed now. So Russia took gold, Canada took silver, and USA took bronze. Have either of you heard about the controversy in regards to the USA and Russia and kind of the bidding, sort of, in order to have USA take first? I don't know if either of you have heard about that.
Okay, yeah, that was posted in a French newspaper, and it was discussed that a French reporter said that the USA and Russia were like collaborating to help USA win, and that they were teaming up, and I don't know how this started, but I guess it's this one reporter like coming up with this stuff, and I don't know. I think it's not. I don't know.
I don't think it's true.
It doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever.
No, and I don't see why. I mean, this is the best of the best, and you're competing against the best. So I don't know why. Like, I'd want to go into it and know that like merit-based, or not merit-based, but just I have the skills to beat these people. I don't want someone to fudge numbers to make me look better if I really am not better. So that's something that I thought was kind of. I read about that and I thought that doesn't really.
I know.
And why would and how much would it cost the USA? Like how much would it have cost us to pay Russia to have us win? I feel like.
I think it's impossible, just like by knowing the United States and Russia, that they have never had a good relationship between the two countries. Like, seriously, the U.S. is going to pay Russia, just Russia.
Yeah.
Like, no way.
And that's a good point as far as like journalistic integrity and like doing your research. Clearly, this French journalist did not look into the history or anything like that to know that nobody's going to believe this. Like. This is, and the first 5 articles were refuting that claim. So it wasn't even like, oh, this is a thing that happened. It was like, you might have heard about this, but it's actually false. Completely different. And so then speaking still to figure skating, as far as the highlights from team skating, obviously ice dancing with Meryl Davis and Charlie White, but you have to look at some of the ladies that skated individually. So Gracie Gold and Ashley Wagner from the U.S., and then Yulia Lipnitskaya. She's from Russia. So, but have either of you watched any of these 3 ladies skate?
It was amazing.
Yeah, I know, especially with Yulia, she has this spin that she does, and I used to figure skate competitively all through up until high school, and I don't even know if this has a name, and you can see it here in the middle image. That's very limber for a 15-year-old, and I guess it gains her a lot of points. I don't know, but it's incredible. It's amazing that she's able to do that.
Yeah. Can you guys do that? Like,
no.
I'm gonna try.
Right, just kick a leg up and see how it goes.
I don't even want to try to do that. No way.
Well, and I wonder, can you imagine what would happen if her hip popped out of place, in the middle
Seriously.
of, I mean, I've had injuries in the middle of a program, and it's like I fractured my tailbone once, and so I had to keep going, but I can't imagine.
Yeah, I can't do that on the ground, let alone on ice skates. That would be disaster waiting to happen.
No, exactly.
No.
All right, so we're gonna round off today's show. When we come back, we're actually going to take a look at some of the Olympic fashions that appeared in the opening ceremony. We'll see you guys after this commercial break.
The NDSU Bookstore, where every true fan and alum goes to get their pride on. Gear up with a variety of high-quality t-shirts, sweatshirts, hats, and more. Made by top-of-the-line brands like Under Armour, Nike, and CI Sport to help you show off your Bison pride. The NDSU Bookstore has everything you need in your two favorite colors, green and gold.
Hey, I'm Mariah, and I'm at Bus because not only does it save me money, but with 20 different routes, it makes getting around Fargo much more convenient. I'm at Bus. Do you?
Deeks Pizza. Prices with the student in mind. Fast delivery and conveniently open until 3 a.m. Order by phone at 701-235-0708. Order online at deekspizza.com or order with Deeks' easy-to-use mobile app. NDSU. Make Deeks your choice for pizza this semester. That's Deeks. Great pizza that won't empty your pockets.
Welcome back. Now, obviously, the actual physical performance of the sport is the most important part of the Olympics, but I like to think that the fashions that appear in the opening ceremony can be a close second. So I have Alyssa and Jordan here, and we're going to talk about USA Today's list. They listed out the top 5 and the worst 5 of Olympic opening ceremony fashions, and I know Jordan has her own personal opinion about all of the opening ceremony outfits.
I feel like I always have my own opinion on all these stories. But personally, I think that all of these outfits, I looked at them, are just like everything. Especially America's, or the United States, sorry, whatever they call it. But I could not stand it. Like, I saw that, and I'm usually in love with the outfits they wear. I adore them, but this year I saw them, and I was like, I can't even look at these.
Right. Well, USA is at the bottom 5, so that will be the one we see last. But we're first going to look at the top 5, or what USA Today considers to be the top 5 fashions. So the first one we have is Japan. And so Japan, they played it pretty safe. I feel like, white jacket, looks like a navy blue pant. I just feel like they went really safe with it.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you guys think?
I don't like it.
I feel like it's going to be hard to create something that everyone's going to like because it's winter and Russia and everyone's freezing.
Yeah.
So they're not going for style. They're going to make sure they don't.
They're being practical.
Yeah.
Okay, so bonus points for being practical. All right, so next one we have is Germany, and these outfits were considered a little controversial by some. Now, I'm sure you guys are well aware of the anti-gay laws that are in place in Russia, the Russian Federation right now. And so this was kind of their, stand up against that. They're very vibrant. I feel like they're fun, considering it's winter apparel.
I like them.
Yeah.
I thought when you're gonna go with kind of a rainbow theme, you could be a lot more obnoxious than that was.
True.
And that's pretty subtle, and I think when designing this has been going in months into figuring out what they're gonna wear. So I don't think that they were doing it to stick it to Russia and their rules. I do think that it had a little bit of an underlying tone about it, but I don't think that was the whole purpose of it. I think they're great. I'm sure if the Olympics were in America, they'd go with the rainbow theme too.
This is true. All right, and the next one we have is Australia. And so we'll take a look at them. Again,
they look like Japan.
It looks kind of like Japan.
Shorter
Just like a shorter version. Very safe. And you're right about them just being practical. I think that, that's really the ultimate goal here.
Especially in Australia, they're not used to this at all.
No,
So
it's a different kind of winter there for sure.
The puffier the jacket, for them, the better.
The better. And Jordan, I just know how you feel about all of these, so I can.
I'm like trying to think of nice things to say in my head, but honestly, I can't think of anything. But yeah, they're from warm. They don't know how to dress. Yeah.
I appreciate your honesty. All right, so fourth on the list, we have Czech Republic, and so we'll have them come up here. Now this isn't a top
like
5.
hats.
You like the hats?
Yes.
Is that sarcasm?
No, I'm serious. I like the hats.
Because I don't know how I feel about the hats personally.
I don't know how
Do
I
they
feel
have-
about the face paint.
I feel like everyone.
It's like a war paint.
Why does everyone seem to be white and navy blue? Is that like? I think
You
that's
know,
like,
and I wonder if it has to do with maybe the flag's colors. If maybe they're
Yeah,
all,
that's
it
true.
just happens to be that red, white, and blue, those 3 colors tend to find themselves
Yeah.
in larger
Because
format.
like I think of the U.S.'s like colors are always like red, white, and blue. So when I see other countries, I'm like, especially like Japan's, I was not expecting like navy blue and white.
Right. Well, the next one we have is Tonga, which, speaking of what June said earlier, learning about countries she'd never heard of before, never heard of Tonga before. I know Alyssa has a little bit of an opinion on these jackets.
I think they're fun, but it's also, Tonga's an island country, so a lot of people think it's pretty unusual for members from an island country to be competing at the Winter Olympics because that's, unheard of. Where are they going to learn to ski besides on the water? The fact that there are 2 of them, I think they were able to go a little, have a little bit of fun with it and represent their home country with the palm trees on their jacket. I just think it's fun.
Nice little juxtaposition. It'll be interesting to see how they perform. All right, so the bottom 5. First one we have is Lithuania. And I know Jordan, now's your chance to rip them apart. It reminds me of like neon snot a little bit.
I feel like they're going to like to dance in a concert or something, like the neon lights.
Right,
or
like on a
something.
glow in the dark. Maybe like the slime from Nickelodeon from the show that drop. So like, slime like that. Then we have Ukraine.
I'm scared to
These
see what
outfits
that
are
looks
really
like.
fascinating, I have to say. Okay, I don't actually
Those
hate
aren't
these.
that bad.
No. I feel like the jackets look like something that, I'd probably wear that in the winter.
I can't, like, what is that pattern?
It's just kind of like a print, I think.
Yeah, I don't think there's any like set
Yeah, I
thing
don't
to
mind
it. It's
that.
just
I kind of like
just
the
a-
gold's different too. I haven't seen that in any of
The
the
yellow gloves are a
jackets.
little different. I do like the jackets though. All right, third we have Norway. So they're gonna pop up here on the screen. Okay, well
Blue and
what's
white.
I don't really think these are too bad.
They're very
you know what it is? It's the metallic newsboy cap.
Oh,
That's what
yeah.
that is.
Oh my
That's a little
gosh.
new, and it's metallic. That very
notice that.
90s girl band. Very.
look
There's
like
a
they're
lot
gonna-
happening.
And they
in
all look like they're
the-
snowboarders too.
They do all look like snowboarders.
They don't look like they're different.
Okay, last 2. So we have Russia, so we'll cover them. And then the last one is Jordan's favorite, United States. So
the
Russia.
United States of America. So you know.
gosh.
It's very Russian. I'm thinking North Pole, very Santa-like.
I hope it's not
Maybe
real
they just
fur.
came from
I
Santa's.
hope it's not real fur.
Maybe they just came from Santa's workshop.
They kind of do. Very like elf Christmassy. But I don't think the jackets are that horrible. I feel like they're kind of fun. Jordan hates them. And the last one, I think the entire country, I think the entire nation can collectively agree on how horribly designed these. Ralph Lauren, it's like America threw up on a Christmas sweater.
Yes, you put that perfectly.
I don't understand. I'm sorry. I don't think there's anything attractive about these
It's
whatsoever.
like I don't get what he's trying to do with those sweaters at all.
It's like patchwork, and Ralph Lauren, he's like supposed to be like the forefront of
Didn't he make them last
preppy
year?
fashion. Yeah.
Yeah, they were
This
awesome
is his
last
third time
year.
that he's been the
Last year's were really nice.
designer of the opening ceremony outfits, and it's kind of like he like took 3 different ideas and they're like, we're
Put
gonna
'em all
go with them
together.
all.
Yeah.
We're not gonna choose one.
Yeah.
They're all my favorites. So here
Yeah.
we go.
Put them all together.
And I don't think he's probably maybe regretting that decision after he's heard the feedback of
Yeah.
everyone.
Seriously.
Or you could be like,
just
no,
the
they're
country,
awesome.
the world.
And he's Ralph Lauren. I guess nobody can tell him no. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. If you like what you've seen or you want to see something a little bit different, please feel free to tweet us at The Herd at NDSU. We love hearing from you, and we want to give you what you want to see. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you in 2 weeks.